Coming up on NFL Primetime, did the Steelers finally get their 3 yards? Or would they come up short again as everything seemed to bounce the right way for the Colts? But could the underdogs hold on? In the NFC, the Cowboys came in ready. But could Emmitt Smith and company stop the firepower of the pack? Or is the NFL's MVP headed to the Super Bowl? All this and much more on NFL Primetime. Next. Everybody, I'm Chris Berman. Welcome to NFL Primetime, the decision day, to find out who gets the Eddie Money, 2 tickets to paradise to the Super Bowl. Along with me, Tom Jackson, Joe Theisman. We'll be doing some singing, doing some analysis, and of course, we'll be doing some dancing. First, though, let's get you caught up on the NFC Championship game, which, of course, is still going on. The Packers have the ball, but down 11 with $1:40 to go at Texas Stadium. A seesaw game. The Cowboys out early. Packers got the lead a couple of times. But too much Michael Irvin, too much Emmitt Smith. We'll have highlights and update the scores for you as we roll on. Let's start today with the AFC Championship game. Certainly a place that even the new-look Pittsburgh Steelers have been. They don't have to think very much farther than last year when they were oh so close but fell at home to the San Diego Chargers. The Indianapolis Colts, or the Colts I should say, had not been to the title game since 1971 when a Hall of Fame quarterback with black high tops was taking the snaps behind center. Pittsburgh vowed things will be different this time. For Indianapolis, they said, hey, we fear no evil. We've won 2 road games in the playoffs already. The Colts had never won at Three Rivers Stadium. First quarter, second play from scrimmage. Maybe this would be the day. Tony Siragusa tips the pass from Neil O'Donnell. Jeff Herod picks up the ball, and down to the 24-yard line, Siragusa tipped 3 passes today from the bearded wonder, Neil O'Donnell. Doink! Corey Blanchard with the field goal. It's 3-0, and Indianapolis on the board. Second quarter with the score tied at 3-3. Look at Harbaugh, Joe.
What a great job avoiding Myron Bell, and he hit Sean Dawkins for 30 yards. Turn it on and go, Sean. Look out.
And then Harbaugh to Floyd Turner. But it's knocked down beautifully by Chris Oldham, and so Blanchard kicks a field goal. It's 6-3 Indianapolis. But guess what? Pittsburgh not blowing anybody out. Cordell Stewart runs the option, plays some quarterback, and picks up a first down. Then on 3rd and 2, Cordell shows his athletic ability.
Well, he looks like he's trapped here, and this, I believe, is the key to the game. You see how he avoids 2 tackles, manages to keep the drive going at the end of the half, Boom.
Then on 3rd and goal on the drive, he says, let me catch one. Neil O'Donnell says, all right. He buys time. Cordell to the right corner of the end zone. Touchdown, 6 yards. And the Steelers, as they do, at the end of halves, they score 10-6.
Yeah, you watch Cordell Stewart here at the back of the end zone. He steps out of bounds, but look where the referee's eyes are. Watch the referee. Now he glances down at the feet a little bit too late. Touchdown counts for the Steelers.
So Cordell Stewart on that drive touched the ball 5 times. Oh, by the way, the last one with a touchdown. Yeah, the Colts driving, and a 3rd and 1. Lamont Warren, they go outside to him, and then they miss a field goal. Some kind of a strange call after they've been moving.
Yeah, 3 downs previous to that, they ran a sneak for the first down and got it.
So it's a 10-9 game, and now it's 13-9 in the 4th quarter. Andre Hastings with a big punt return, and watch Jason Gilden just paced Devon McDonald, made him sing He Had a Farm. Norm Johnson, though, misses the 40-yard field goal, and it's still 13-9 Steelers. The Colts are hanging in. Colts take over. Harbaugh to Zach Crockett, king of the wild frontier, for a first down. Then Harbaugh, shades of last year at Three Rivers. This time it's the Colts doing it. Harbaugh, Floyd Turner, 47-yard touchdown. What a block, Tommy.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line, and especially running back Zach Crockett as he picks up Jerry Osowski right here. He spots him. He gets underneath his pads, and he dumps him to the right side of Harbaugh.
So Ted Marchibroda says we're all right. And then, little luck maybe. Levon Kirkland makes the hit, but Warren's fumble goes in the hand of Joe Stasiak, and the Colts avoid disaster. But what a play by Willie Williams on 3rd and 1 to stop Warren, and the Colts have to punt. So with 3:03 to go down 16-13, Neil O'Donnell to Cordell Stewart, 12 yards. Then, under 3 minutes to go, O'Donnell. Quinn Coriato almost had the pick, but the Steelers' drive stays alive. 3 more yards. Well, it was 4th and 3. 2:25 to go. They don't make it. They're probably not going to Phoenix. But O'Donnell to Andre Hastings. 9 yards, first down. Under 2 minutes to go. It's a first down for the Steelers. This, the play of the game offensively. Ernie Mills. You always hurt the one you love. One of the Mills brothers goes down to the 1 yard line. Joe, what a play.
Oh, what a play. But watch his feet. Right foot, left drag. Sensational job of knowing where he is on the field.
And first and goal. No, Bam Morris, forget about it. Harada and Stephen Grant stop him. Marchibroda calls a timeout in case Bam Morris scores, which he did the next play. 20-16, the Steelers. On the kickoff, the Colts think it big return. Aaron Bailey, but watch Fred McAfee. Boom! A beautiful tackle, and the Colts are going to have to go a long way on their own 16, starting the drive. Minute 14 to go, and now it's a 3rd and 3 situation. Harbaugh to the hero before on the touchdown. Floyd Turner shakes, rattle, and rolls for 18 yards. 50 seconds to go. Harbaugh. Captain comeback. Could he do it again? Nobody had more fourth quarter comebacks this year than Harbaugh. 8 yards. 2nd and 3. 39 seconds. Harbaugh. It ends. No, it doesn't. Chris Oldham drops the interception. So 3rd and 3. 30 seconds to go. Harbaugh. This would have been first down and out of bounds, but Warren dropped it. So Siragusa and the Colts look on. 4th and 2. Would Harbaugh have magic? Yes, Deshaun Dawkins, 13 yards out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Harbaugh, but with the clock ticking, he runs. He's not going to get in the end zone. It's 9 yards to the 29-yard line. Tick, 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 tick. And this would cost him, guys.
Ball's running down. You see what happens is he's wasting time. Time is your friend. Why he took off and ran and threw it away, only Jim knows. Cowher's happy.
Needed to throw it away. Might have saved a play or two, but they have one left. And watch this if you haven't seen this before. Harbaugh. Batted around. Aaron Bennett. No, they don't get it. The Colts thought they had won on a miracle. Jim Harbaugh thought he caught it. Take another look. Aaron Bailey. Oh, it just comes out. The Steelers. Oh, the Colts. A cheer for Bill Cowher. And the Steelers, for the first time since the glory days of the 70s, are heading back to the Super Bowl. They outlast the Colts 20-16. The game Indianapolis Colts Cinderella dream comes to an end by just an inch or so. And afterwards, Jim Harbaugh talked about the play that almost was.
The play was what we call a rocket. It was, all 3 guys in the end zone with a Hail Mary pass.
My job is to try to keep it in bounds where they can catch it, and so I tried to loft it up there, and Aaron Bailey made a great effort for it.
I'm lost a couple hairs, couple gray ones. It was a Hail Mary. You know how they could go either way.
I couldn't see what was going on. Everything was quiet, which really scared me more. Now seeing everybody just went, and I saw the ref suddenly missed it. I almost had a heart attack.
Just like a fighter, and I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, I guess I don't know what they expected out of the Colts today. I mean, they thought Peter McNeely was going to show up, but Mike Tyson came out of the locker room, and we gave it all we had.
The 4 teams that have been in this thing, when you talked about them, was Dallas, Green Bay, the legends at Lambeau Field, and they're back in the playoffs, the Cinderella Colts, and then last year's Steelers. And that's all you heard. Last year. Everyone wanted to talk about last year. Let's talk about this year.
It's an emotional high. We worked so hard to get here, and we're finally going to Phoenix. And you're so superstitious all week because we were here last year and fell 3 yards short, but not this year. We're going to the big show.
Well, they are going to the big show, and congratulations to both teams. And, up until the late game, but really, if you think about it, the only 2 close games that came down to the last minute in the 10 playoff games were thanks to the Indianapolis Colts, one that they won and one they did not. But Tommy, you like this game. I know you're all hepped up.
Well, there was outstanding defense played on both sides of the football. We talked this morning about run defense. The Steelers today gave up 83 yards. The Colts gave up less than that, 80. So the defenses were able to dictate slightly to the offense. And on the Pittsburgh side of the football, Greg Lloyd, a couple of big sacks. They were able to contain, for the most part, Jim Harbaugh and his mobility, his ability to run down the field and make plays. When you looked at the Indianapolis Colts, they mixed the coverages up. You got the feeling that Neil O'Donnell never got into that comfort zone, never felt real comfortable delivering the football, but Joe, we give him credit. He hung in. He made a couple of tough throws at the end of the game that he had to make.
This is the kind of a football game, Tommy, and we all say it as fans. We sit and watch. This is the kind of a game you hate to see anybody lose. Unfortunately, someone did. I really broke this game down and looked at 4 simple plays that made the difference. They were all 3rd down plays. 2 that Cordell converted, and 2 that Lamont Warren did not convert because of the ability of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did it on offense by making them. They stopped the Colts on defense by not letting them do it, Boomer. To me, those 4 simple third downs were the difference.
You know what? Bailey comes up with a miracle catch. We're having a whole other discussion. But John L. Williams had a big play on the drive. Hastings, Mills. This has been a versatile and entire team effort, really by both squads here. But Bill Cowher says this year's team, much less selfish, and they had the different guys come up. And for the 6th straight game, do not miss this, the Steelers scored in the last 2 minutes of the half. They had 6 touchdowns and a field goal in the last 2 minutes of the half of the last games, and that propelled them to the locker. They needed that touchdown. That's right. When we return, we have plenty more to come on this edition of NFL Primetime. Do you think we might be discussing the NFC Championship game between the Cowboys and the Pack? I'm just going out on a limb. This might happen. We'll show you what happened when we return.
You know, when you have something special, you don't just throw it away.
Mark Messier and the Rangers facing the man that used to coach for him, got him to the Stanley Cup, Mike Keenan of the St. Louis Blues. That's from Madison Square Garden at the top of the hour. And we're all revved up with some place to go here on NFL Primetime. The Packers, could they make it a go after all those losses to the Cowboys? NFC title game and react next. Welcome back to NFL Primetime. The Dallas Cowboys are playing in their 4th straight NFC Championship game. It's a game that Barry Switzer would like to win very much and get to the Super Bowl, especially after what happened last year. The Green Bay Packers had not been to a championship game since the famed Ice Bowl in 1967, where, oddly enough, they had beaten the Dallas Cowboys. But recent history, 5 trips to Dallas in the last 2+ seasons, 5 losses for the Green Bay Packers. This was not on the frozen tundra. This was on the melting plastic of Texas Stadium, where temperatures were 70 degrees. But Mike Holmgren and Brett Favre came off almost a perfect game against the Super Bowl champion 49ers. Reggie White looked pretty good in that game. But they have to stop Michael Irvin. They have to stop Troy Aikman. They've got to stop Emmitt Smith. The Cowboys have always scored on the Packers. After a field goal by the Packers 3-0, Dion gets a screen on 3rd down and high steps it for 35 yards. Finally, George Ice Teagues knocked him down, Joe.
Chris, you said it was a screen baloney. It's a pick, and it wasn't called. Lousy job by the official. It's supposed to be illegal, but Dion dances so beautiful.
That would be a recurring theme, the officials today, as far as the Packers were concerned. Aikman to Michael Irvin, touchdown. Nice whip throw by Aikman. 7-3, Dallas. Michael fired up. Barry Switzer says, defense, we need you to stop Brett Favre if that's possible. And watch this. Leon Lett, what an athletic play he makes, Tom.
Yeah, the hands on that play for a guy 285+ pounds to grab the ball the way he did. Outstanding play.
Gets congratulations from Charles Haley. Then plenty of time. Aikman, Irvin, 2 touchdown passes. Aikman to Irvin, 14-3 Dallas. And the Packers could not afford to be looking uphill. They're down 11 points already, despite the fact that they blocked a punt early, but only got the field goal. First play after the ensuing kickoff, Favre. Oh, he went through 7 awful passes. This was number 8. Robert Brooks could go off the way. 73 yards, Tom. The Pack in the game, it's up 14-10.
Yeah, we take a look at the overhead view here. You're going to see Larry Brown on the corner, Brock Marion, the safety, lined up inside. Brock Marion jumps on the tight end, leaves the inside seam open, and Larry Brown is not going to catch Mr. Brooks before he gets to the end zone.
All right, so Reggie White, he's fired up, Joe. What can we do here to get Dion?
Well, you take a look at the way Dion gets hit. That's Fred Strickland and Wayne Simmons coming in. You don't think this was a hard-hitting football game. Take a look at him go down.
Well, they almost got Dion there, but Antonio Freeman says, wait a minute, Dion's always a good return man. Watch me. Breaks the return, and he goes up to the midfield strike. Webb. John Jett. Well, I think this is a face mask, and they tack on 15 yards. It's all of a sudden the Packers up to the 35-yard line. Oh, Nelly. Favre to Kip Jackson. It's a touchdown, and the Packers have the lead 17-14. 2 completions, 2 touchdowns. That's called economical passing by Favre and the Packers. Very scary moment. Gil Haskell is assistant offensive coach with the Packers. Watch what happens as Robert Brooks hits him, and he can't get out of the way, and the head slams, and the game was stopped for 15 minutes. Mike Holmgren, obviously concerned. At least he had movement later, so hopefully good signs for him. After the Packers had pinned the Cowboys down to the 1-yard line, Emmitt Smith in a big play gains 25 yards, Tom.
Yeah, and you're going to see Eric Williams here roll up on the back of John Yurkovich's leg. It's a legal play, and of course defenders get offended by it, but that is a legal play. It's a chop block. He's not being stood up, and it is legal. It was a hard-hitting football game. Emmitt Smith to the sideline. He gets hit out of bounds and rolled into the field goal practice net. Hitting was like that all day.
Well, it was certainly the teams were pointing fingers, but you could point a finger at Aikman and Michael Irvin because they just could not stop him, especially in the first half, 28 yards. Emmitt had 5 touchdowns in the 5 games against the Pack recently. Here's another touchdown, 24-17 Dallas at the half. 24-20 now in the second half. Favre. Oh, another. It's Keith Jackson. He could go almost all the way. Goes down to the 2-yard line, but then on 3rd and goal, Favre going right. Fires to Robert Brooks, and the Packers regain the lead, 27-24. What a game. Cowboys come right back with a drive ending in an Emmitt Smith 5-yard run, 31-27 Dallas. Next Packer possession, the mistake. Favre on a first down play tries to force it to Mark Ingram, who changed his route. Larry Brown picks it off and runs back to midfield. And the Cowboys would cash in. Good teams do. That's what the Cowboys are. Aikman, Irvin, juggling catch against Evans, finally knocked out of bounds by Teague. Joe, great play.
Most guys would quit when they know they had the interference call, but not Michael Irvin. That's what makes him so special and so unbelievable.
So 1st and 10 from the 16, Emmitt Smith, and what a job by the line. Nobody touched him. It was reminiscent of the plays we saw the first half of the season for the Cowboys. 38-27 Dallas. Pack get it back, and on 4th and 14, Favre escapes, as he's wont to do. But on this day, it would be the same as the previous 5 visits under Mike Holmgren to Dallas. Incomplete and not enough. Barry Switzer going to the Super Bowl with a bath. The Green Bay Packers hold their heads high. But once again, the Dallas Cowboys, who have averaged 35 points a game in those 5 wins over the Packers, get 38 today. And the Cowboys beat the Packers 38-27. Emmitt with 150 yards. Michael Irvin had a big game as well, 7 for 96 and 2 touchdowns. The 2 of them combined in the 5 touchdowns. And the quarterback, Troy Aikman, is with our Leslie Visser. Leslie?
Well, the Dallas Cowboys are never satisfied just to be in the playoffs. You're going back to the Super Bowl. Troy, what is your emotion?
Oh, I tell you what, it's a heck of an accomplishment for this football team and what we had to overcome throughout the year. And I can't say enough about the character of the guys within the locker room. And heck, this is what we wanted to do, and a lot of people didn't think we'd be able to do it once we got in because we weren't playing well. But the guys hung together, and it's real credit to all of them.
What about beating them now 6 straight times? The Green Bay Packers here at Texas Stadium. Was today tougher?
Well, they're an outstanding football team. We knew that it was going to be tough. And it didn't matter what happened in the other contests. This is what the one that we wanted. And unfortunately, we were able to pull it out.
And your confidence has to be enormous. Michael Irvin and Emmitt, both 100 yards.
Oh, yeah. Well, Michael finally got some single coverage today, and so I made him happy. Emmitt ran extremely hard. Every yard that he got was extremely tough, and the offensive line did a nice job.
17 years ago was the last time the Cowboys played the Pittsburgh Steelers. What were you doing then?
I don't know. I don't know what I wasn't watching football, I'll promise you that much.
Think about it tomorrow. Congratulations.
All right, Leslie and Troy, congratulations. And, now Dallas has scored the 2 playoff games in their last regular season game, guys, over 30 points. So that offense is churning again, and nobody has more. Mike Holmgren knew going in, Joe, that the Dallas offense would be more difficult for them to defend than the San Francisco offense, and Irvin did what Jerry Rice could not do and on down the line, and certainly Emmitt Smith ran.
Well, the biggest difference in the Dallas Cowboy offense in San Francisco, as an example, is Emmitt Smith. They have a running game. But the one thing you have to understand about the Dallas Cowboys, they have so many weapons, and their offense puts so much pressure on Green Bay's offense not to make a mistake. And, Tommy, for 3.5 quarters, the Packers hung with them, didn't make a mistake. But once Brett threw the interception, everything shifted.
And, Joe, I think the key is that the Packers got worn down. When we looked at time of possession for the first half, it was 23-7 in terms of minutes in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. That huge offensive line of Kennard and Nate Newton and Eric Williams began to wear the defensive front of the Green Bay Packers down. And so we saw a more proficient rushing game by the Cowboys as the game went on. And at the end of the game, boom, huge holes for Emmitt Smith that weren't there at the beginning of the game.
Well, the Packers will have, and they have a beef about, it seemed that the flags were going one direction, but that's not what won or lost the game. Dallas wore them down, as you said. Their big play players were better big play players today than the Packer big play players. And now we have Dallas and Pittsburgh, and we have done this before in the Super Bowl, and we will have comments on that for sure. Congratulations to Green Bay and certainly to the Dallas Cowboys, who set out to get back, and that's where they are. Game balls, primetime players, call them whatever you want. We're doling out awards. Coming up next.
They say when a cowboy gets thrown, he has to get right back up. Last year, I took my share of hits. I may have been down. But if you think I'm staying down, get real.
Logo Athletic. Anyone can save on collect calls. It's easy. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT from any phone and save.
He ran into the commercial, and he ran through the Green Bay Packers. Emmitt Smith's my primetime player. 150 yards, 3 TDs, 35 carries. It's Emmitt, and more Emmitt.
Joe, my primetime player, Ernie Mills, one play defensively right here, saved that football game by preventing that interception by Quentin Cariat, and then the 37-yard reception to set up the winning touchdown. No two bigger plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Tommy, if the Packers had things going, Dallas knew it would be in trouble. So Michael Irvin scored the first 2 touchdowns of the game, gave his team a 14-3 lead. They knew the Packers were physical with Jerry Rice. He said it wouldn't happen to him. It didn't. He's my primetime player. And now the Cowboys are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. And get what we have. Yes, that's the ball they're going to use. Cowboys, Steelers. Check it out. We'll check out the game in a moment.
What are you doing, tough guy? Hey, get out of there! Gentlemen! Driving a cab here!
Gentlemen! Now, I know we have our differences, different jobs, different deodorants.
Are you trying to catch this? What's with this sweet new Dion?
Hey, have you lost weight?
It could only be this sweet new cereal. New Honey Frosted Wheaties. The sweet new frosted flake that's kicked with Wheaties energy for a primetime taste. So what's got Dion acting so sweet?
While I'm up, can I get anyone a beverage?
New Honey Frosted Wheaties. It's sweet energy.
What? Coming up on ESPN2 at 9 o'clock, Super Bowl 10 and Super Bowl 13. Oh, by the way, Pittsburgh played Dallas in those two. Then Super Bowl 14 and Super Bowl 9 and some of the later Super Bowls. In other words, you're going to see all the Pittsburgh and all the Dallas Super Bowls, starting with the 2 they played each other. Welcome back to Primetime. Well, certainly you didn't hear Deion Sanders' name that much on defense. The Packers went away from him, but they were limited to 2/3 of the field as a result of Deion's presence at quarterback. His presence has also been requested, sought after, and gotten by our Chris Mortensen. Mort?
Oh, man, we back, baby. This is a team. This team is unbelievable, man. I'm a blessed dude. I thank the Lord for everything, man. This is exactly why you came here, right? Most definitely, man. I thought they knew. Is there anything different about this game today than the last? These teammates. I love my teammates, man. Hey, congratulations.
Well, Deion going to the Super Bowl for 2 straight years, and the Packers season ends 3 straight years at the hands of the Cowboys, and Reggie White's season ends 4 straight years at the hands of the Cowboys. His last game as an Eagle, a playoff loss to Dallas, so he's seen enough of them. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers see enough of the Dallas Cowboys this week? 11 straight AFC losses in the Super Bowl, an early number, there'll be others. Dallas 12.5 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Early thoughts?
You got that already. You're unbelievable to me. I just think, you know, it's just like the Dallas Cowboys. They just have so much talent. It's going to be very important that the Pittsburgh Steelers do not make mistakes in this football game. The pressure is going to be on the Steelers offense. Bottom line.
Tommy?
Well, I think that the pressure is on the Steelers defense, and the formula does not change. Someone has to figure out a way to stop Emmitt Smith, and there's no trick to scheming around that. You have to beat the guy in front of you. Just happens to be that the guy in front of you may be the best offensive line we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, let's see. Emmitt and Michael Irvin combined with the 5 touchdowns. But Pittsburgh represents a team in the AFC. The only one really, Buffalo would be the only other one, although they've tried Dallas before and that didn't work, that it might be able to score some points with Dallas. We've got plenty coming in the next couple of weeks from the Super Bowl, but for now, Joe.